Do you need a lawyer to open and process a probate in the state of Florida? Yes, there are more than 100,000 lawyers licensed by the Florida Bar. Lawyers got to eat, got to file probate, got to have a lawyer. In seriousness, though, there are circumstances in which you do not need to be a lawyer or have a lawyer to open a probate. The reality is that there are lots of good information out there, court websites. Florida Bar has some really good pamphlets that I'll drop in here. And then increasingly, AI provides insight and information about probate. And there are going to be some states that a civilian may be able to prosecute a probate case and not have to have an attorney. But it's difficult. Even in the simplest of estates, the circumstances are very tough. And even for lawyers that have been doing this for a long time, there are lots of hang-ups, lots of procedural tricks that will hang you up and drag this out longer than possible, longer than necessary. But the reality is, in an estate under $75,000, if you got a homestead, you can probably muddle through that yourself, particularly with what AI is allowing people to do. But AI ain't lawyering. And while you can get good information at AI, and while you can get good information like these Florida Bar websites that are there, the pamphlets and the court websites, the reality is there are going to be most circumstances in which you're going to want a lawyer to hold your hand and walk you through the probate process. Now, if you want to avoid lawyers, and you should endeavor in your whole life to avoid lawyers, particularly lawyers that go to court, you should spend time at the front end with a lawyer doing estate planning. That means getting payable on death on all accounts. That means getting transfer on death on titles to real estate, cars, all that sort of thing. Through proper estate planning, you can go through death and in many cases avoid probate. In fact, that should be the goal. So the answer to the question is, can you do a probate without a lawyer in Florida? Yeah. If you do proper planning, particularly at the will and estate planning side of things, makes it a whole lot easier. But the reality is, in most circumstances, in order for it to be done timely, you're going to need a lawyer. Better to get one at the front end. Fees are fairly fixed, fairly upfront. Probably a lot easier for you to do than trying to navigate it through yourself.